Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Baby Blue from Pretty Ricky. Now, a couple months ago, I want to say, man, it was almost like 5 months ago, I did a story about Baby Blue. It was involving the whole PPP situation that he had going on. Now, today, it's something even crazier. It looks like Baby Blue was the victim of a shooting in downtown Miami, and the details of this thing are wild. Now, there's a lot of pictures floating around social media. There's a lot of videos. There's actually a video of after the situation on social media, which I am not going to show. I'll tell you that off the rip. And it seems like a real wild situation going down, man. Now, before we get to the specifics and what we know so far, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And, man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this Baby Blue situation, man. Now, this is crazy to say the least because Baby Blue has been under a lot of scrutiny as far as the media is concerned. Now, Baby Blue, for those of you who don't know, he was being accused of committing PPP fraud, man, I want to say like 4 or 5 months ago. And it was a crazy situation because, they were saying that he basically was signing people up, as like a third party and, using like illicit means to gain funds through the PPP loan program, right? And it seemed like he had been quiet since then, man. I know he had a couple of run-ins where there was a couple of news stories that he had taken money, like I think like $2,000 from somebody else or something like that. But other than that, it looked like he was waiting for his trial and everything and to see how things go. Just in case you forgot about that story, let's go ahead and run a short clip of the whole situation with the PP loan fraud.
A local reality star and rapper hitting a low note tonight. He's facing federal charges accused of pocketing millions of dollars in COVID relief funds meant to help struggling small businesses.
Now, in that clip you heard, that was just like the headline or whatever of the story that broke, man, back when there was the PPP loan fraud accusations towards Baby Blue. Now, there's no telling if that has anything to do with this current story about what happened in Miami, but this is a crazy situation to say the least, man. So this is the story that's being passed around on a lot of social media news sites and, is also being passed around on some websites that are hip hop based. And so I would take some of this with a grain of salt. But basically, based on the video that's floating around social media, this is what people have put together. So they're saying that Baby Blue was out hanging out with friends or whatever, and this was last night, I'm assuming, or early this morning, when somebody tried to rob him and his group. Baby Blue stepped in between the robber and his crew and ended up getting shot. Now, there is a video of Baby Blue on his back floating around. Now, I should say allegedly of Baby Blue because nobody from his team has came out to say anything as of this point right now, even though it does look like him a lot. And you can also see a picture of him walking around prior to that with a shirt on that looks like the shirt of the guy who's laying on the ground. Now, this is a crazy situation to say the least, and I know I've harped on that a couple of times, but Baby Blue looks like he was trying to do something heroic in this situation, which lets you know that maybe, not all good deeds go unpunished. And I hate to sound cold like that, but it seems like he stuck his neck out there for his crew and ended up catching the bad end of this one. Now, according to other news sources online, man, they're saying that he's actually in the hospital in critical condition. So I don't want to, I want to make sure that we keep Baby Blue in our prayers because this is horrible, man. Now, they're also saying the same thing, man, in this story, and they're basically saying that his team has actually reached out and told different news publications that he's in critical condition and he's actually fighting for his life and receiving treatment in a local hospital there in Miami. So, man, I don't know what kind of situation he was in or any type of ops or whatever he had. But to be honest, this could have happened to anybody if it played out like they're explaining. Because anybody could be robbed, especially when you're downtown in a downtown area, especially somewhere lit like Miami and stuff like that. It's crazy to think that, somebody will want your stuff that bad that they'll shoot you for it and then just bail. You know what I mean? I know it happens every day. But when it happens to somebody who's an entertainer, it just brings those, the realness of it to life, man. Because you don't want anybody to die over a wallet or a chain or some loose pocket money, man. Come on, man. Everybody's life is more valuable than that. Let's keep it funky, man. But, man, some people, They don't have anything. It's a tough time, and it's obviously rearing its ugly head again, man. Like 2021 is starting to play out just like 2020, man. Remember, rappers and entertainers last summer, man, they was getting stuck up. They were getting robbed. It was going crazy, man. There was actually rappers who lost their life, and that has continued into 2021, man. So I don't think anything is safe at this point if you're an entertainer. Because to some people, especially if they ain't got it, you're going to be looking like a meal ticket. You know what I mean? Now, since I can't play the video, I can describe what's taking place in the video. And you can go on social media right now and hashtag Baby Blue, whoa. And you can see the footage for yourself. It's pretty good, to say the least, man. So I'm going to put that warning out there, man. It's not for the light of heart, especially to see somebody in that situation and everybody around them's crying and they talking about they're going to call 911 and stuff like that. So Baby Blue is obviously on the ground, and he's moving his legs, and it looks like he's gripping either his chest, and somebody next to him, some guy, he's screaming at the top of his lungs, which is wild, man. Sometimes you gotta, you can't tell somebody how to act in those situations, so I'm gonna chill. But man, dude is literally screaming at the top of his lungs, and Baby Blue looks like he's really hit, man. It looks like a bad situation. So hopefully, we wishing the best for him, man. Yeah, a lot of people were making memes and making fun of the situation that he got into it with the PPP loan, and that's one thing. But when it comes to dude losing his life over something senseless like a armed robbery or something like that, man, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. I don't know, man. Tough times. Okay, so before we close this video out, let me give Baby Blue his propers like I would do any other rapper, right? Now, Baby Blue, as I said before, is 1/4 of the group Pretty Ricky. Now, they had a tough time after they broke up. Baby Blue, Spectacular, everybody went their own separate ways, you know what I mean? Now, Baby Blue and his brother Spectacular, they seem to leverage themselves into the business world. It seemed like they took all their talents into the business world while simultaneously becoming reality stars. They're on the Love and Hip Hop reality show where, they showcase their lifestyle as a big deal, man. If you ever seen them on that show, they look like the money ain't never stopped. So they look like they were good until, man, all that news kicked off last year. Now, Baby Blue, for all intents and purposes, seems like he's not really a bad dude, man, even though he's been accused of some crazy stuff. As far as, the PP loans and all that. You've never heard anything else about him. So with that being said, I just wanted to make sure I gave him his flowers, man. Not saying that he's deceased or anything like that. I just want to pay proper respects and wish him the best, man, and a speedy recovery. Now with that, this has been your boy Big Man. What do you guys think? Hold on. What do you guys think? Do you think that this Baby Blue situation is just crazy and it could have happened to anybody? Or do you think this might be somebody he knew who was just, out there to carry out some situation like this, allegedly or whatnot? Man, I hate to even mix it up like that, but it's a possibility. Now with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.